Okay, so our next speaker, there's something interesting again. We are in gaming scope for students to become a game developer. How many of you are interested in being game developers or want to know about game development? Please take your seats. I'll now introduce you to Mr. Rajat Ojha. Mr. Rajat is a location-based entertainment and content provider, built a company which won the Digital Innovation Enterprise of the Year. He has worked on VR experiences for titles like Resident Evil, Battlefield, Gears of War, Final Fantasy, Hack Attack, and many more. Rajat is a veteran in video games, serious games, and simulation industry, an expert in AI, especially conversational AI and F2P games. He has developed games which clocked over 45 million downloads. His current project, DSCVR, puts your corporate into virtual world with your people right in there. He's working on multiple VR theme park projects across the globe. Few of his achievements are that he shared the stage with Steve Ballmer regarding project management, different streams, frequent speaker in Casual Connect, Hamburg, Singapore, and NASCOM gaming summits, IITs, and many reputed events. He received an award by the Chief Minister for Technology Innovation. May I please request Mr. Rajat to come on to the dais. A big round of applause for Mr. Rajat.
Everyone. First of all, those who are not from Hyderabad, welcome to Hyderabad. And those who are from Hyderabad, congratulations, because you are in the most happening city of this country. So I'm Rajat Ojha. I'm the CEO of Gamitronics, which is largely a game development and virtual reality company. We do a lot of stuff for theme parks, and just in case if you want to know what is VR and all those things, we have a booth outside you can just go and experience. I'm going to focus more on why gaming and should be a career choice, and what are the different options and what you need to be a game developer. So first of all, very simply put, if you guys know what is movie, game is basically interaction added to the entertainment. That's what we do. And fortunately, there's a recent example of Spider-Man game which came, and that actually simplified my job here to explain what gaming is all about. Can you just play the video?
No brakes?
Okay, so what you just saw was the Spider-Man movie, and now the Spider-Man game came on PlayStation 4. You're gonna see pretty much the same sequence what you just saw, but then you will see something more. Just play.
No problem. Last time. Yuri, they still doing construction on 42nd and 1st?
It's closed for another month. Why?
You see all these interactions here? That's what we do. Back. So that's exactly what we do. Not necessarily we always use the same movie clippings or something, but basically what I'm trying to say is the entertainment plus a lot of programming skills is what is game development all about. Next, in my hand, sorry. So first of all, few facts, mythbusters and stuff. This is the biggest entertainment industry. People generally think the movie industry is the biggest, which is not the case. If you see the first week record of the highest ever in the movie is the Force Awakens with $390 million, and GTA 5, which is a game which came lots of years ago, is $1.2 billion. If you see the lifetime highest grosser, that is Avatar with 2.7 billion, and GTA stands at 7 billion. So there's no comparison. This industry is the largest entertainment industry in every single form. And so there was a time when I used to talk, and I used to talk about game development, and I used to ask, do you guys play game? Do you guys know what is game all about and stuff? And I used to get mixed reactions, but now I'm pretty sure everybody plays game. So I'm pretty sure that you are aware what games are all about. Then most of the people think the games are pretty violent. They're all about shooting, gore, blood, all that kind of thing. Let's just, go all out and explain that it's not real. Can you play the video, please? So in this game, you are playing a yarn. You're like imagine being a yarn, and it's, so we'll just quickly, in this you play a fly. Forward a bit. In this, you are a flower petal, and you're going, on a journey, finding your origin. And this is my most favorite game, Journey. In this, you are looking for your mother's soul, and you are all alone. There's nobody else in the world. There's no enemy. There's nothing right. There's nothing wrong in this game. You just go and figure out. And this is a beautiful game, again, all about family and emotions and stuff.
Blaming a slice of toast must be some sort of manifestation of his hate for the council. Bread does not walk. Bread is not alive.
Cut back. Ooh. So this is the overall impact of the game industry on the economy, $240 billion. The employee income is $74 billion globally. There are 200 unique careers possible in the game industry. 1.7 million jobs are supported by the game industry, and 62,000 will be added in next few years more. This is Indian game industry, 2,000 crore. Globally third in install rankings from your iOS and Android, because we are a mobile, country largely. 450 plus game studios are there in India, and 16% growth, by 2021 in this game industry. Then some of the reason why you should be very excited about this industry is because there's less supply and huge demand. Even now, we have posted like more than 15 different jobs, 15 different segments and multiple, jobs in each one of those domain. And then it's almost recession-proof. The reason is when you're happy, you play. When you are not happy, you're not having a job, sitting at home, you're playing. So all the time you're playing. So it doesn't matter how the economy is performing, game industry keeps on going on. Multiple platforms, there are more than 24 platforms. You can play on your Tata Sky also, and you can play on your console also. And you can play in VR also. So there are so many options. So if there are various channels to make money in this industry, then of course get paid to have fun, because you are always in a creative environment. You're like with beautiful people, just like the music. These guys have played, Mr. Bihari and the other guy. Imagine being around those guys, because these are the guys we need all the time, because they create music for the games, right? At the same time, we have a lot of artists, painters, and all those kind of things. So the thing is that you're always surrounded in a very, very creative environment, which brings me to the next point, which is bringing left and right brain together. So you are always challenging each other, and both the sides of brain are always awakened, because you need to be aware of both the sides of the world. And of course, produces Rockstar, which is debatable, but the thing is that in Amazon, Jeff Bezos, in Apple, Tim Cook, but in the game industry, you don't necessarily need to know the CEO. Even if you are a game designer or producer or a great artist, people will know you. So this industry is an industry where most of the people are known people in the industry. Then there are different types of games available. Just a quick run through on like 2D. Everybody has played Mario, which is a pure 2D game. What is 2D is basically the art is in 2 dimension. It's going from here to there. Then there is a 2.5D, which a video will explain you very quickly. And then there are 3D, where you can actually look all around. Everything is created in 3-dimensional. Can you quickly play the video, please? This is our Mario. Stop. Okay, so this is 2.5D. The reason is it's the same Mario going left to right, but all the characters and the entire world is created in 3-dimensional. So when 3-dimensional objects, 3-dimensional things come in a 2-dimensional camera system, we call it 2.5D. Just play. 3-dimensional, 3D.
Where is the artifact?
Heads up!
So let's talk about what are the different jobs and what are the different, I'm not going to talk about in detail about the artists and other guys, but there are game designers who plan the game, there are artists, there are programmers, and there is testing. What is game designer's role? They know the rules, they set the rules. This is how the game will play like. Then look and feel, they decide whether it will be a 2D, it will be a 2.5D, or it will be a 3D game. Because you can choose whatever type, right? What sort of guns you're going to have, what kind of sword you're going to have, or will you be a yarn? And if you are a yarn, then do you want to go with black and white feel to that, or you want to go with colorful theme to that? And journey to the end goal. They are the first guy and the only guy in the company which can see the game through. How it starts and how it ends, they know the entire journey of that. Then these are the different roles in art. We do the concept art, which is basically a literally pencil paper work. Then modeling, which goes in Max and Maya kind of software, where people actually create the 3D versions of the same. Then they texture it. That means first was your bone system, and then you put skin on top of that. And then you rig means you actually add the bones, because everything is made like this. And then you animate. So you give life to the characters. This is something which is important for the engineers. These are the programming roles. First and the foremost are the engine programmers. These are the guys who are actually dealing with the low-level GPU things and all the things like shaders and material system, and writing the entire framework for the game. No, they are not touching a specific part, but they are actually writing how the overall game will actually fit into this kind of container. And then comes the gameplay programmer. These are the guys who are actually doing the missions. Once they know everything, what are the differences, and the container is available, they start putting the things together and keep giving, okay, this is in 3 minutes you have to reach here. How does it work? The clock system, your vehicle, if you're driving a vehicle within 3 minutes, all the things, these are the guys who put. Physics programmer, I call it back to school, because pretty much everything what you deal with here is your big school thing, what you study in your schools about the physics. You deal with the same vehicle physics, you deal with the rigid body physics and everything, and that's what, and then AI programming, where you give life to all the people around you in the game, because you are the god, you are the one who is playing the game, you are controlling the environment. What about the rest of the things? The rest of the things are the artificial intelligent things which are available. So like you're driving a car, you see 5 other cars, all those 5 other cars are actually artificially driven. And then tools programmer, they actually play the role of bridge between artists and programmers, because it's very difficult to bring these two guys together. So they write and simplify most of the things. Audio programmer, if you are doing a movie, it's very easy that I actually put my foot on my pedal, the car will accelerate, the engine will make a particular sound, and the car will go. And if I hit a building or something, it will make that kind of sound. It's pretty easy, right? But when you are actually programming it, you need to understand every bit of RPM thing. Basically, when your car is accelerating, how the same sound which was there, because you never know, what if I don't accelerate, because I have the control over playing it. So how does it accelerate? The entire curve of acceleration is done by the sound designers. When you hit, you might not hit also, right? When you hit, what kind of sound and what is the impact of that hit is also captured by the sound engineers. You might hit a wall, or you might hit an iron kind of structure also. Then sound will be totally different. So this is all the rules and all the programming is done by the audio programmers. Then we have the network programmer. Anybody playing PUBG or Fortnite? Awesome. Okay. So these are like the epitome of network programmers basically. So this is what network programmers are doing. You have the rendering system. That means you created such a big world, which is fine. We had been seeing those kind of big world. There are a lot of people over there. All the 3D objects, art has been created. Fair enough. Art was there. There is a lot of sound. Fair enough. Sound was there. But having 100 people per session, 17 million to 18 million people per day at any given point of time playing it is madness. And this madness is actually controlled, captured, and performance is optimized and done by the network programmer. So right now, thanks to PUBG and even Call of Duty had been, and the new Blackout is coming in 4 days. You're going to see another Battle Royale game, and you're going to see the madness all over again. So this is what network programmers do. Easy to explain now. And then UI UX programmer, fairly simple. There is a menu system which you are seeing, how to do that, how to actually choose different kind of options. When you are fighting, you are doing other things, you see your health. So great PUBG and Fortnite, you keep seeing your what inventory systems you have, what other people are there, how many people are alive when storm is coming, and all those things, and then finally chicken dinner, right? So all those things you keep seeing. So all these things are done by UI UX guys. These are few technologies which you will understand only when you are in the game industry, or probably you are a fanboys. So generally how the companies work, either they have in-house game engines, or they use the third party. In-house like Dunya and Frostbite. Dunya is from Ubisoft. If you have been playing games like Far Cry, or you've been playing games, Assassin's Creed, which is like a twisted version of Dunya though. So it's called Dunya, which is actually an Indian world. And because Ubisoft is in Canada, it's very easy for them to be around a lot of Indians. So, and then Frostbite is what EA use, Electronic Arts, for all the Battlefield games, and at the same time for the Need for Speed series. Third party, which is like full-blown engines. So generally 2 choices, big choices here, Unreal Engine and Unity 3D. And then there are a lot of middlewares we use, like physics. So instead of writing the physics all over again for each and everything, there are ready-made libraries which we use, and we take the calls what we need to use. Then OpenAI, which is driven by our favorite Elon Musk, which is basically an open platform for artificial intelligence. So I can actually figure out shortest path algorithm, Digikrita, and all those things if you have studied. And then all the finite state machines, neural network you can create. Then WWise is the audio library which we use. So all the RPM, the crashes, the other swooshing sounds, and all those tweaking on the physics part we do using WWise. And Scaleform is the UI UX format which is using Flash on the back end. But Unreal and Unity are definitely the kind of engines we use because we don't have the capabilities to use our own in-house engines. These are the languages you should know. C++ is the mother of all the languages. If you are good at C++, game industry is always ready to welcome you. Python suddenly has really picked up a lot in the game industry. C#, C hash, some people say, but C#. Then HTML5. Java is not loved much in game industry because of the Java virtual machine. We don't like even a single bit of lag. It needs to be to the point, and that's why C++ is, preferred. But there are engines, there are games which are using Java. So this is a very simple code example. You just process, you update, and you render. It looks fairly easy. There are tons of things which go in this whole thing. Let's quickly talk about virtual reality right now, because I don't think virtual reality is a game thing. Virtual reality is an overall it's a medium. It's just like your TV, it's just like your mobile. It's another platform where you can go. The simplest word to explain in what the virtual reality is presence. You feel that you are there. And that's one of the reasons if you are playing and you're going to try it outside, you literally feel that you are being shot at, so you will duck. You will do all those kind of things what you will do in real life if somebody hits you. And that's why we call it presence. You literally feel you are there. So this is the size of the game industry, virtual reality industry right now. Forget about it. These numbers will keep on changing, and because of the growth of the entire virtual reality. Now, what changes? You figured out, PUBG, from Fortnite, which are basically three-dimensional game on a two-dimensional screen. But what virtual reality does is that now the camera is gone. You see games like this. In virtual reality, you see games like this all around yourself. So everything changes with that, right? Because a user can see anywhere. The UX is the biggest thing which changes, right? Because if I'm seeing here and menu system is coming here, that's a fail. So how do you actually make somebody look at the right side? Then HUD, of course. The interaction design, because now your interaction is very immersive. You're not seeing things like this. You are actually, and of course, your entire game design changes because enemies can come from all the sides. Or then environment planning, that's what we talked about. There are different ways you can try. The simplest way is your mobile. You put your mobile phone in Gear VR or a cardboard, and you're good to go. Then you have HTC Vive and Oculus, which you connect to your PC and use it. Then you have PlayStation virtual reality headset, which you can use, which is also, which is right now the largest after the cardboard, with 3 million plus units out in the market. And then there are virtual reality arcade-based headsets which are available. Now, quick use cases of virtual reality. As I said, that it's not just for the games, but you can use it for training. Real estate industry is using extensively. Of course, game engines remain the same. We still use Unity or we still use Unreal. So base premise is the same, but the use cases are changing. And movies. A lot of virtual reality movies are being made and produced. And again, there you don't, and we have also done a couple of those, and which you can actually experience. You can see things all around. Now let's quickly talk about jobs, careers. What does it offer? What you need to know. Number one thing in this industry or any entertainment industry is passion. You need to have passion for it. If you don't play game, if you don't like games, it's very difficult for you to make games. You can be probably like a scientist, contributor kind of thing where you're solving some problem, but you might not be able to contribute enough because you are dealing and you're constantly giving examples. So one of my guys sitting here, he knows every single time we talk about, okay, have you seen that game? Something like that I want. And this is a constant interaction. The number two things, what we look for when we meet people is trends. Are you aware of the trends? Are you aware what's happening? How many people actually saw Oculus Connect, the recent one? Do you know what is Oculus Quest? What does it offer? How is it different from Oculus Rift? Forget about the virtual reality. Let's talk about the games, right? Do you know PUBG? Okay, well, fine. Which company has made it? What makes PUBG so great versus other games? So all these kind of trends you should be aware of. And then skills. Let's talk about skill breakout here, because that's what is actually asked in the interviews. Number one skill we look for is the problem. So you'll be surprised we don't ask C++ questions when you come to us. The first thing we ask, and our 70% of interview is comprised of, is of problem solving skills. Can I give you a problem? Can you solve it? Why the main hole is basically circular? Why not square? A simple question, tell me the different options, different things what you can think of. The second thing what we look for is the mathematics, right? How good are you with mathematics? So forget about C++, we'll come to that. The next 20% is always focused on mathematics part. Then attention to details. Do you have that eye which can figure out? And I think attention to detail and memory management are interrelated when it comes to programmers, because you need to know where you are actually pushing. The reason why PlayStation 3 did not do as good at Xbox 360 was because of the entire memory management was so difficult that you literally needed NASA level of scientists to actually crack those kind of things. Then how do you find job? The simplest way is you put on Naukri and all those kind of things. You go on online groups and forums, and then you go to industry events, and interact with the game studios and companies. Word of mouth, which plays out, referral systems and stuff. In our case, the most important thing which works is the online groups and forums, because people are asking, people are debating, people are discussing, people are giving viewpoints, and that is actually your actual, skill set. How much you are contributing and how much do you know, because you can write whatever in your resume. And most of the resumes, the poor joke coming here, is called CV. The reason is most of those are Control-C, Control-V. People just copy from, one to the other. This is the information. Can you just play? So I'll quickly show the studio show reel. We worked on some of the biggest titles you guys must be aware of. Resident Evil. We did the end-to-end virtual reality version of that. Battlefield, Final Fantasy, Gears of War, and several. So this clip will quickly cover. Can you play the video, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, any of the audience having questions? Raise your hands, please. Question over here. Volunteers, can you get the mic here? This one, yeah, right in.
What are your top 3 favorite games?
Number one, Doom. Doom forever. Because that's the reason I'm in the game industry. It got me so excited that I just wanted Journey. Number 2, which is in other world, it's pretty much my favorite style of game making. If I can make a game like that, I'll probably take I'll go to Mount Everest and will take sannyas. And the third thing, which is there, is the Metal Gear Solid series, Solid Snake. So big fan of storytelling, the style of Hideo Kojima. and looking forward to his new game, Death Stranding. I hope, it changes everything for me. What
what-
are yours?
Uncharted
Oh, awesome. I like it.
and Last of Us.
Okay, great.
And
Amazing. So you like story-based games generally,
Yes.
like more like, okay. You had a question, sir.
I was thinking, which platform do you prefer the most?
I don't play mobile games.
Me
That is
too.
very clear. So I'm hugely on PlayStation and then PC and then Xbox. So I'm a console player plus PC player.
I'm a PC gamer.
Yeah.
What about the recent sensation PUBG?
What's that?
The PUBG?
What?
The
What is
recent
question?
sensation, the gaming sensation.
Gaming?
PUBG. There's a recent game that's very famous right now. Have you tried that? Have you tried that game? Of course. We are asking you, what's the
Okay,
reason?
so yeah, the reason why PUBG and Fortnite are the biggest thing is basically, it actually clicks on the human instinct of, survival and at the same time attack. And if you see, the history of gaming, even tic-tac-toe is still relevant. The reason is actually my ego versus your ego. So, it's absolutely like that. That's what gaming is all about, right? What they did right in PUBG and Fortnite, what they could not achieve in the previous game, is the massive gameplay all at once, and at the same time keeping the survival and the action part very, very instinct and very tight. Why it worked is always, a big, huge question mark, because we had been playing MMOs forever, like Dota and all those kind of games, like, World of Warcraft. I'm big on World of Warcraft than Dota. But the thing is that, again, that some things go just, because shooter, right, is a big deal. A lot of games came before, like MAG. There was a game which could support 64,000 gameplay sessions at one go. That did not work out because the lag. The network engineers were probably not smart enough back then, so you can blame them. But the thing is that now it's completely there. It's pretty casual. It's pick and play. It doesn't require Dota kind of skill. It doesn't require World of Warcraft kind of skill. It's pick and play. You can just get going. So it's a casual MMO kind of, category you can put in. And so I play PUBG often, but I'm more on Fortnite because my friends play on Fortnite.
Sure.
So
Can we take the next question? Volunteers, can we just pass on the mic? Anybody, please raise your hand for the next question. There.
Good afternoon, sir.
Where?
Yeah, here.
There.
Sir.
Here in between, in the middle of it.
I think day before yesterday, I was playing PUBG and 3 members were alive. So, some dude was hacking me. I don't know how. So, do you know how this actually works? Like hacking in online games.
Oh, hacking, you have tons of, I don't think hacking should be discussed on a stage. You can meet me outside and we can discuss about it. But no, there is no ethical hacking in gaming. We generally kick out from the server, if we ban people who are doing, there is nothing ethical about hacking in games.
Yeah, but I was close to chicken dinner, but that, he did, he killed me.
So
I was
yeah,
really
but
angry with him.
there are tools available. You can actually search for some of the, there's darknet. I'm sure you're aware of darknet, right? So just go to darknet, you'll find it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take one more question.
Hello, sir. My
Hi.
name is Yashwant. Just now you have spoken that the two major game engines were Unity and Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
My main doubt is, for a new beginner like me, what is the best engine I can use?
Best engine?
Yeah,
Or
best
the
engine.
easiest engine?
Best and as well as
Okay,
easiest.
best is Unreal Engine. So we are Unreal Engine company. We prefer the way it lights up the environment, if you've seen what we have done. And the reason we are the only studio in India which has worked on the AAA IPs and have done on the console is because we are an Unreal studio. We do a lot of stuff. But Unity is very quick to pick up. There is huge community. You will never get stuck. If you are facing some problem, you just post it. You might get a reply within 5 minutes. And there are tons of YouTube videos and everything to get going on Unity Engine. But the quality is, you can't match the quality of Unity and Unreal.
Okay, so if I start with Unity as a beginner, then can I proceed to Unreal Engine? For game development?
Absolutely. So the core focus of, you are an engineer, I assume, and I'm sure.
Yeah.
then the core focus should be on the foundation, right? You should understand C++ and all these things, memory management and whatever I talked about. Plus, you should actually understand one thing very, very specifically is how the rendering pipeline works. You know, how a 3D object comes and looks on 2D. If your foundation is strong, regardless of whatever engine comes out in the market, you'll be able to pick it up and start working. I started in 1995 when Renderware engine was around, Renderware, Gamebryo and all. Those were absolutely different game engines than what are the engines available in the market today. And these are pretty simple engine compared to back in those days, you know, because there was nothing visual about those engines. Everything was code. But our foundation was so strong that we could actually sail through the entire process. So yes, to get started and to definitely, you know, to do your prototypes and stuff, you can start with Unity. 1 year later, you can move to Unreal, and that would be fantastic. But always have your foundation very, very strong of how the engine is working under the hood. It's fun to drive a car, fair enough, but it's better if you know how the engine actually works, how the gear system actually works. Then you can actually have fun with the car, right? And I'm pretty sure, you know, you like having fun with the car, right? If you want to drive or bike or whatever you have, right? You want to try different things. You want to understand how the physics works, how the entire mechanics of that works. So that will be fun, and that will actually make you completely ready for whatever. If you know how the basic system works, give me a 16 by 16 truck or give me a two-wheeler, I will be probably, you know, I can do justice to that.
Yeah, as for me,
Sure, I think I'll stop you here. I'm sorry, but in the paucity of time, we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, you can interact during the ice-breaking session.
Me and my friend had it recently too, but which one is better, PS4 or Xbox One?
Okay, PS4.
PS4, that's what I said. Can you please explain why it's better to my friend here?
I'll tell you why. I'll quick reply to that. Having a very, very powerful system doesn't make any sense if you don't have right kind of content. PS4 has tons of exclusive, like Spider-Man is not available on Xbox. Come on, you're missing out on the best game of the year. You know, so basically it's like, you know, trying to play Mario on your probably PlayStation or this thing. You know, it's like, it's a flagship game. You know, you need to have, so the number of exclusive on PlayStation 4 are humongous, and they are amazing. Like somebody said, Uncharted, Last of Us, these games are available only on PlayStation. So it's all about content. Content is the king. The dabba is good for nothing, right? You know, it's just a dabba. Any other questions?
I think we will have to conclude with that, okay. Rajat. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Rajat.
Thank you very much. You've been a nice audience.
Please?
Have fun.
Yeah, just a moment. We'll get you a memento. Yeah.